soccer game. Okay?
Ooh.
It's really cool. And everyone's is going to look very different because everyone's going to have different materials, right? But it's a really cool game where you're going to take a straw and you're going to have a partner or an opponent, if you will. And you're going to take a ball and you're going to have to use the straw and your breath to try and get it in the goal on the other side. So this is just, you know, my little demo project, but I'm also going to be doing it with you. So let's go over supplies first, okay? First things first, you're going to need something to make your game in. So I have like a puzzle box because I did a puzzle and now that puzzle box is empty, okay? So maybe you have a shoe box, or maybe you have a cardboard box, or maybe you have a box of a game that's old, right? But what you'll want to do is you'll want to make sure that you have some sort of thing to make it in, right? Some things have lids on them, and we'll get to that. If it does have a lid, we'll have to cut that part off, okay? So you'll have your box, something to make your project in, okay? You're also going to need scissors. So have your scissors ready. Just be very careful with them, okay? And then you're going to need paper. Now, I have lots of different colored construction paper, okay? But if you just have white paper, that's also okay. If you want to get creative and use a colored paper, also totally cool. You're also going to need like some sort of markers maybe, or crayons maybe, or if you want to, you can have paint. Now the paint is just in case you don't have green paper and you only have white paper and you want to paint your grass green. But if you want your soccer field to be blue, that's cool. Or if you want it to be purple, or if you want it to be white, doesn't matter. Okay. If you have paint or watercolors, maybe, you're going to need a paintbrush, obviously. And then you're going to need 2 straws.
Why don't we need a paintbrush?
If you're using paint, you're going to need a paintbrush. If you're not using paint, you don't need a paintbrush.
I'm using a Sharpie.
That's perfect. Okay. Then you're going to need 2 straws. And then you're also going to need something to play the game with, your soccer ball. But you're not going to actually use a soccer ball because our game is little. So what I came up with was maybe a cotton ball, maybe a bead, maybe a ping pong ball, right? Or if you have no ideas, you can even roll up a tiny little piece of string and make it into a tiny little ball. Okay, so now we know our supplies, right? We know our supplies. After you have all your supplies, can I get like a thumbs up? Show me that you're ready to start our project. You guys ready? Thumbs up? Okay. So, is anybody out there using paint? Raise your hand if you're gonna paint your project. Okay. So before we even start with everyone else, what you're gonna do is you're going to take that white piece of paper, okay, that you have. You're gonna take your paint, okay? You're gonna put a little bit of paint. I'll show you. Put my thing down like this, okay? This is only if you're painting, okay? You're gonna shake up your paint a little bit. You're gonna put your paint on there, like a little bit. And you're gonna start and paint your project, that paper part, green, or whatever color you want, and then you'll set it off to the side, right? So I'm dipping my paint, and I'm just gonna paint it green. And we're doing this first so that your paint can dry when you put it into your project. We already have questions. Go for it. Brendan, what's your question?
Can paint marker? What is he?
It's a paint stick.
Can paint sticks work?
Absolutely, paint sticks work great. I was just about to get to that. Thank you for asking that question. If you're using paint,
No.
you're gonna do that first, and you're gonna set that paper aside. If you have a white piece of paper and you have crayons or markers, and you want to draw on that white piece of paper to make it green, now is the time to do that too.
Maya, do you have a question?
I don't know, like, if my box is good enough. Is this good?
That box is good. That box is good. What you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to cut the top off of one side, like one of the long top pieces. So let me see the box closer up. You see the part, that part right there that has the,
This?
no, the top part.
Okay, just the top part.
Yeah, like, so it looks open on the big side like this.
Like that. Or just cut like that. These aren't very good scissors. I might have to go get some different ones.
That's okay, we'll wait. We're not even there at the cutting part yet. We're just at, if you're painting or if you're coloring, now is the time to do that. If you're not and you have your green paper, perfect. Just set that off to the side. Okay. Now, while those friends are painting and setting their paper off to the side, I want to start with all the friends to help prepare their box. Okay. So just like I explained, if you want to show us your boxes, you totally can. So we can give you some tips and tricks. Stephen, I might need your help to give them some tips and tricks. What you want is you want sides, around, and then you just want one side for the bottom. You want the top to be open. So just like Maya's box that had all kinds of different sides, what she's going to want to do is she's going to want to cut the top off so that she has kind of a box like this. Let's see your boxes. Judah and Asher, your box looks great. Kaya has a good box.
Kaya, do you have a question? Your hand is raised. You need to unmute yourself.
You need to unmute yourself, babe.
My paper doesn't completely fill the whole box.
Well, we're not there yet, but guess what? Neither does mine. But that could be like out of bounds. That's kind of what I thought. Okay, so does everybody have their boxes prepared?
Me.
Oh, I love that. So Mackie, you can keep that lid on if you want to have a top to close the box for your game, or you can decide later if you want to chop that top part off. Okay?
I want to put my paper inside.
We're going to.
But it's too big.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there, okay?
Maybe if I just cut it.
Maybe if you just cut it. That's so smart. You're making your space. Makerspace Lab is about being creative, right? It's about using the things that you have around the house and cutting them or painting them or moving them around to make a cool project, right? So we all have our box. Our friends with green paper, set that off to the side. We're not going to put that in yet because we're going to wait for the friends that have painted theirs or colored theirs so that we can do it all at the same time. Okay? Kaya, do you have a question? Okay. So now I have my box.
Oh.
And here, oh, go ahead.
I think,
Ash, yeah. We have a question. Is this okay with corners like this?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. The project is going to end up looking kind of something like this. So it doesn't really matter what the corners look like.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So now on your box, you might have a square box or a rectangle box. Okay. So if you have a square box, it doesn't really matter what sides you guys are choosing to, put the goals. But does anyone know what a soccer field looks like? Anybody? Does anyone play soccer? You do?
My brother played soccer once.
Cool. My brother played soccer once too. Well, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you here. If you guys, friends, can see this.
Soccer before.
Friends, can you see this? It kind of is, these are different soccer fields.
We're putting the paper inside the box.
Okay, so what you're gonna have is on each side, if you can see my cursor, you need to create goals, right? So here's what we're gonna do. If you have a rectangle, you're gonna make your goals on the short side of the box, okay? So that your field is long. And if you have a square one, that's okay too. So find the short edges of your box, okay? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a Sharpie or a marker, okay? And see on the inside of the box how it's white, but the outside of the box, at least for mine, is black. I'm gonna choose to make my marks on the inside so I can see them, okay? So I'm gonna make a line here. You can see that. And another line over here, okay? And I'm gonna do that on both sides. Now, if you have a cardboard box and the outside is just cardboard, you can make the lines on the outside. These lines are just so that we know in our brain where we're gonna need to cut to make the goal. Does that make sense? Okay, so draw your lines. And listen, it's totally okay if the lines aren't perfectly even on both sides. Okay. So now I've got my lines on this side. I got my lines on this side, okay? Pretty simple, 4 lines. Then you might need to ask an adult for help because this part might be a little tricky, okay? You're gonna take your scissors, okay? And what you're gonna do, I'm gonna show you here, is you're gonna cut along that line. All right, and some cardboard boxes are a little thicker than others, okay? So I'm gonna make one cut on that line, and I'm gonna make another cut on the other line. So now I kind of have a little flappity flap, right? That's my goal, okay? And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So you see my lines on this other side? I'm gonna cut along both lines to make my goals. All right, here I go. Now my box is a little thick, so I needed big scissors. So if you need a little help, just ask. So now, as you can see, I've got my 2 little flappy flaps. All right, once you got that step down, or if you have any questions, just let us know. Oh, that looks great, Kyle. Eli's rocking out.
Yep.
Okay. So we have our box with our
That
flappy
was my
flaps.
sister.
All right, give us a thumbs up if you guys are ready for the next step. Not yet, okay, that's okay. They're working very diligently. Stephen, did you ever play sports?
I did. I used to run cross country and track and field, and then I also played volleyball for fun. But since then, I really haven't because I injured my knee a long time ago and just haven't been able to get back into it.
Got it.
What about you, Morgan?
I used to be a dancer, which is kind of a sport. I also used to play baseball. I never really played soccer, but that's why I think it's really cool that we're making this game because now I can play whenever I want to.
Yep. Maya, do you have a question?
I think my cat really wants to play. Look what she's doing.
I think she really wants to play too.
Silly cat. What's that cat's name?
Leilani.
Leilani.
Aw, so beautiful. Love the kitty.
Okay, how are we doing, friends? Are we ready for the next step? Okay, I'll give you another minute.
Yep. All right, Nicholas is ready. He's the only one whose thumb I see. Everybody else still looks like they're working. Tess gave me a thumbs up also. Violet says give her a minute. Jonah gives a thumbs up to the side. I don't know what that is.
All right. How are we doing, everybody?
Does anybody need more time? All right, I'm seeing a lot more thumbs up now.
Okay. Okay, are we ready?
I think we are ready.
Okay, let's do it. Now, friends, I think it's cool if each goal is a different color, just so that the team knows where they're shooting the ball. On mine, okay, what I did was I made just the top part, I colored it in, or I put some paper, or this side, because like this side's gonna be where the purple team's goal is, and this side is gonna be where the pink team's goal is. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna either choose a different color piece of paper or some markers, and you're going to color each of these little flaps different colors. So I think I'm gonna do, one is gonna be maybe for the red team. So I'm gonna take my red paper, and if you're using paper, you can follow along, or if you're not and you're just coloring or painting, or if you wanna draw a star for a star team and a rocket ship for the rocket ship team, you can do whatever you want on either side. So you're gonna name your teams. Mine's gonna be the red team. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my paper and I'm gonna put it on that little flap. So I can measure, as you can see, I can measure how big I'm gonna need to cut my paper, okay? So I'm gonna fold the paper over like this. And then there's like a little crease. You see that, friends? It made a little crease, and that's the size of where I'm gonna need to put my paper. So then I'm gonna cut it. And now I have a little square of red paper for the red team that matches the square that I cut out for the goal. And I'm just gonna tape it on. Now, if you're coloring yours, cool. If you want one to be a rainbow team, or you want one to be, you know, like stars and stripes, I'm just gonna tape it on there. Does anyone have ideas for what their team names are gonna be? Maybe we can call on some friends if they have ideas, or what colors their teams are.
Kaya.
I've got green and purple. So I've got the purple ponies and the green snakes.
I love that.
Awesome. Anybody else want to share? No. I think you guys are all focused.
They're very focused. I see Tess is raising her hand.
Oh, Tess, there you are.
I have pink and purple, and I have the purple ponies and the pink panthers.
Awesome. Anybody else? Oh, no, I see your hand now. It's getting stuck in the green screen.
Huh?
I got
Give me a few.
blue team and brown team.
Awesome.
Love that. The blue team and the brown team. Okay. I've got my red one on one side and my purple one on the other side. And I'm still trying to think about what names I should call them.
Ooh, Molly or Rachel, I'm sorry. Are you able to unmute? Here, there you go.
My two teams are named the Purple Yellow Star and the Orange Pink Cruise Ship.
Oh,
Love it.
very creative. Okay, so these are my goals. And sometimes soccer goals have lines on them or stripes on them, or sometimes they're plain, or if you want to draw something on there, now's the time. Okay, we have our goals. Once we have our goals and our teams, give me a thumbs up so we can move on to the very next step.
I see 1 thumb. I see 2 thumbs. I see 3 thumbs. 4, 5, 6. I still see other people working though.
Okay. Let's maybe do some soccer trivia. Okay, let's think. There is a big competition in soccer. One of the biggest soccer competitions in the world, and all teams from around the world play. Who thinks they might know what that competition is called?
Noam.
Championships.
The championships. Good try.
Okay.
Close. Good answer. It definitely is a championship.
Lishai, go for it.
World Cup.
What'd you say?
World Cup.
The World Cup.
Yep.
That's right, man. Ding, ding, ding.
I
Good
thought it was the
answer.
Super Bowl though. I guess I was wrong.
Who
Wrong sport.
knows what the Super Bowl is? What do they play at the Super Bowl?
Oh, I see Tessa's hand.
They play football.
Yep.
That's right. Now that we're on to something, Stephen,
Okay.
they call soccer this game.
Uh-huh.
But in other places around the world, this game is called football. So that's why it may have been a little confusing, dude.
Ooh. Yeah. That's why I think I confused it. Oh well.
That's okay.
Maybe I'll learn.
We're learning.
Yep.
Okay, how's everybody doing? Are we ready for the next step?
I see a hand with Kira.
What does the field look like again?
Oh, you want me to show you some pictures? Are you already like moving on to what you want to start the next step for yourself? No problem. Let me see here. Check this out. You see that?
Okay.
So I was just going to get to that next step. If you want to move on and do it on your own, great. And if not, and you want to wait for the explanation, also awesome. Okay, but that's coming in like 2 minutes, okay?
Kaya, I see your hand raised.
Do we glue
Oh.
our colors on? I put
If you-
signs on there to show the names.
Oh, let's see.
Green
It shows.
snake, green snakes, and purple ponies.
Awesome. Mackie, did you have a question?
Yes. Do you glue these on?
So you can glue them on, you can tape them on, whatever you think is best.
Okay. Go on, Mama.
Cute.
Anybody else have a question? All right.
All right, are we ready?
Jonah, I see your hand raised. No? Okay.
Fake out.
All right, I'm seeing some thumbs up right now from Zach, from Elizabeth, from Noah.
So we're moving on. Is that okay? Okay, so
All right.
friends that have the green paper, this might be a little bit easier because I'm not sure if the friends that have painted theirs, it's already dry. So friends that have painted their project, touch it a little bit because we started at the beginning and it should be already like 20 minutes in. Is your project dry?
No, my paint takes 90 minutes.
Whoa. Okay. So here's what you might want to do. You might, instead of drawing on your field, like I did here, which we were going to practice doing, you might want to cut some paper to make the lines or cut paper to make the circles. I'll explain. Now, even if you didn't paint it and you choose to cut the strips instead of
I'm not good at cutting circles.
Well, I'm going to teach you a trick. Okay? So, I'm going to show you the soccer field one more time so you guys can see. Okay. As you can see, we made what we call our goals, which were those flappy things, right? Now, it looks like right in the middle, there's a line so that you know what side your team should start on and what side the other team starts on. So what I did with my project, and obviously you can see there's a circle in the middle too, okay? What I did with my project is I took my paper and I just folded it in half so that I knew exactly where the middle of my paper is. Okay, now, here's the next step. You're gonna open it up and you see the crease? That's how you know where the middle of your paper is. Now, I know that my piece of paper fits into the box, but it looks like it's a little big on one side. So I'm gonna end up needing to do a little trimming, okay? So, I'm folding my paper in half, and I'm just gonna draw a line right in the center of that paper. So I'm gonna take my Sharpie, right? And I'm just gonna draw a line right down the middle. And it's totally okay if your line's not perfectly straight. So now I know where the middle of my field is, okay? Friends, you can either choose to do it this way, or if you want to, you can choose a color paper, okay? What you'll do is you'll cut a little strip like this. Also, totally okay if it's not straight. Okay, you're gonna cut a strip. And that's gonna be where you put your center line. So I can either choose to draw it, I can cut it. If I cut a piece of paper, I can just take a piece of tape and just tape it
I
down.
don't have paper, I paint.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm saying I do.
If you have a different color paint, you can definitely paint your center line. That's the Makerspace part. You get to be creative.
Maya, do you have a question?
Is this good? I didn't tape the thing yet, but I'm supposed to draw like a circle. I'm supposed to, wait, we're supposed to do like a circle in the middle?
Not yet. The first thing what we were gonna do, the first thing that we're doing is making our line down the middle. The circle part's next.
Okay, but I cut mine,
That's okay.
so I still make,
Does it fit? Does it fit into your box?
I just need to cut this part and then it'll be fitting.
Perfect.
All right.
Karen, do
Kira,
you have
oops.
Do you want me to tell you how I made my paint dry faster?
Oh, how?
Hair dryer.
Yep, I was gonna say you could use a hairdryer also.
Okay, so we have our center line. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Yep, Tess, go ahead and unmute yourself with your question.
Is it okay that I use a marker and colored in the whole thing?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's perfect. So you can take a different color marker and make your center line, or you can take a new piece of paper and make your center line.
All right.
All right, so we have our center line, right? After that, give them a thumbs up. Okay, now we have options, okay? We need to make that circle in the middle. Let me show you my project here, okay? Now, if you want to cut it out of paper, or if you want to draw it, totally up to you. What I like to do is use something that's round, something that's circular. So maybe it's a cup or a mug, maybe it's the bottom of my paint, maybe it's something or anything you find in your house that can be a circle. Now what I did, oh, that's perfect, Tess. What I did was I measured and I said, the top of my bottle looks a little too small for the circle. The bottom of my bottle obviously looks a little bit bigger. And then I walked around my house and I found my water bottle, which looks to me like the perfect size, okay? Yeah. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your water bottle. Now, if you're drawing it on there, I'm gonna show you both ways. You're just gonna put your water bottle, boop, right on to the middle of your project. You wanna find the center of your center line, and you're just going to trace your water bottle. Around. That's okay if it's not perfect. But you're just getting an idea, right? Of where the center is. See, mine's not even that perfect, but that's okay. Because what you can also do is take a different color piece of paper, okay? Trace your water bottle again, and then cut it out. And you'll put that on your project. So I'm gonna do that now too. What are all the friends out there doing? What are they choosing to do?
Anyone want to share what they're doing? Oh, okay. I see Mackie showing up. Did you trace yours, Mackie?
Yes.
Yep, you traced yours.
Wait, it's easy. Just use this. A round circle of tape.
Oh, I love that idea.
Perfect. Very creative.
Perfect for a crown.
Yep. All right. Anybody else want to share what they did with theirs? Oh, okay, Zach, I see yours. How did you do yours, Zach?
What did you trace? What you traced?
A water bottle.
You traced a water bottle. Awesome. Tess, how did you do yours?
I traced the bottom of this cup.
Nice.
Okay, now what I did was I made a circle on there just to show. And then I also made another circle out of a different colored paper, right? This is what I was talking about with the trick, Jonah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this circle and I'm gonna put it right here in the middle. And I'm just gonna tape it down. Now, if you don't want the tape to be on top, you can always do that special trick where you fold the tape under. You know, I'm sure Skylar taught you that trick. She's so smart. And you put it right under there, and then, whoop, I got my circle.
Some tape on my, I put the tape on my head and then my paper and balanced it of walking.
Okay, how are we doing, friends? We look very hard at work.
Does anybody have any questions on anything? Are you guys doing good? All right, I think you guys are just doing good and focused.
Mm-hmm. They're very focused.
Why don't just use a pretend soccer ball, a little one?
That's cool.
Everybody had that.
Well, let's chat. Stephen, what are you going to do this weekend?
Not really sure yet, you know. I think I might take a drive just to see the beach and the ocean. I haven't really been out of my house much, but that's probably what I'm going to do. What about you, Morgan?
Well, it's Father's Day on Sunday. So I was thinking I was going to use, well, we're going to go swimming in the backyard and have a barbecue. And I was thinking, because I'm making this game, that I can gift it to my dad for Father's Day and I could challenge him to a soccer tournament.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. Let's see. This is what I got my dad for Father's Day. He is a huge fan of, oops, Baby Yoda. Yep. I got him 2 Baby Yoda t-shirts.
He's gonna love it, Steven.
Yep. What about you guys? What have you guys gotten your father for Father's Day? Mackie?
But if he's sitting right there, don't say.
Yeah, don't tell us if he's sitting right there.
Or whisper it.
That's awesome.
So cool.
Molly or Rachel?
Give our parents a box full of like stuff and jokes.
Aw.
Did you say jokes?
Kind of.
Oh, I love that.
Hey, I'll tell jokes right now.
Oh, Maya?
Well, my mom got my dad these really good headphones for like something $100. It's from me, Mrs. Benjamin, and my mom, and we're going to give it to him. It's in the little closet with me right now.
Wow.
So cool. Okay, friends, are we ready for the next step? Okay. I have my paper. I have my center line and my circle. Okay. Now it's time, if you haven't already, to measure your paper to make sure that it fits inside the box. Now I see some friends have already put their paper inside, or some friends just painted the inside of their box and colored it in. But the next step now is to put that paper and secure it into your box. So maybe you use tape, or maybe you use glue. And if your paint hasn't dried yet, then you can go back and watch the video later, and then you know where to put your paper. Cool? So I'm gonna lay that right in there, and I'm just gonna tape it. Now, you can see here, right, that it doesn't really fit in the whole box, doesn't fill the whole box. But that's okay, because it can be like out of bounds, or if you want to, you can always slide an extra piece of paper in the side. So I'm going to do that now.
Nicholas, did you have a question? I see you waving your hands.
Well, if your paint is still wet, you can put it in the sun.
Yep.
Ours dried really fast.
It's a great idea.
Good job, Nico.
The sun finally came out over here where I live. It's been cloudy all morning. Who said, who has the question? Yes, Mackie.
My trip was canceled
Aw.
because there was fun. So I'm just going to make it.
Okay, so now my grass is secured inside of my box. And I have my 2 goals. Friends, let me know when you're ready for the next step. Thumbs up if we're ready, or do we need a little bit more time? I think Violet has a question. Go ahead, Violet.
So at the beginning of the lesson, I painted the box itself. Is that okay? Because it's dry and it's fine.
Absolutely. That's a great idea. So if you want, you can.
Here, because my box is weird, like it's too long to fit like paper, and it would be weird.
Awesome. I love that you got so creative about it. Now what you can do is you can paint your line and your circle different colors,
Okay.
or you can take paper and glue it right into that box. What did you decide to do?
I think I'm gonna just paint a white line, like the white.
Love that. Okay. Are we ready for the next step? We have 2 more steps to do and then we can start to play. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen one more time so you guys can see. There's a part right here that's a bigger square, kind of rectangle shape. See it over here too? That's a little bit bigger than the actual goal itself. Okay, so as you can see in my demo project, right, I have a bigger rectangle in front of the goal. Okay, so what we're going to do here is make that. Now, if you want to, you can freehand it. If you want to, you can find something else that's a square to trace, like maybe you cut a rectangle out of a piece of paper like this, and you measure it to make sure that it's bigger, longer, right, than my goal itself. Or I can use maybe like the edge of my paintbrush, and I can lay my paintbrush in there to measure. Or if I have, I have my phone, but I don't want to draw on my phone, so I don't think that's a good choice. So I'm just going to use this piece of paper that I cut, okay? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my computer screen down so you can see. I'm going to take this piece of paper, and I'm going to line it up against the wall, right, closest to the goal. And then I'm just going to take my pen, and I'm going to trace that rectangle. And now I've got my rectangle. See it? Now, you can either do that, or like we did with the paper, you can cut a line and glue it or tape it inside. Questions?
No, I see your hand raised. Go for it, bud. Oh, you're just stretching. Okay. Jonah, did you have a question? No? Okay. Anybody else have a question? No? All right.
We're hard at work. So what I'm doing is I'm showing you both versions. Right now I just cut a little strip. Oops. I cut a little strip, and I'm going to tape that strip right in there. Now it's all about preference, right? It's all about what you want to do. You can paint it, you can draw it. I wonder what some of the friends are doing.
Anybody want to share what they've done with theirs? Kaya, see your hands raised.
I've done, hold on, let me get my ball up from behind the paper. I've done this for my ball, and I've done that for my, so I have pipe cleaners on there.
Oh, wow. Kaya, I definitely love all the pipe cleaners. That was so creative.
That was really creative. So cool.
Does someone have a question? Lisha, did you have a question?
Resay the steps that you are
I'm sorry, buddy. You were cutting up a little bit. I don't think I heard you.
Yeah, I didn't really hear you either,
Can
buddy.
you repeat the last few steps?
Oh, okay. Can you repeat the last couple
Can you
steps?
repeat the steps that you just did?
There we go.
Absolutely. What step did you just complete? And then we'll go over the steps that you need to know. You want to tell us what steps you just finished on so I can start and tell you where to keep going?
You only completed, you only did the soccer field. That's it.
Sorry,
Okay.
you cut out, buddy. I didn't hear him.
He said they've only done the soccer field.
Okay. What parts of the soccer field? You only put the green part down?
You just
Let me-
painted the white, and this is it.
Great. So
Okay.
I see that you have that green piece in the middle, right? I also think I saw some like white. Did you see some of that white part, Stephen?
Yeah.
Okay. That part, you're going to want to make a circle in the middle and a line down the center. That's to divide one side of the field and the other side of the field. So a line down the middle and your circle. That was the next step. And then the final step that we just did was the box or the rectangle around that box. That was the step.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, friends, we basically have our soccer arena, right? Our stadium. Now, some stadiums have like writing on the sides, like advertisements and things. You can write, I love art camp, or if you're going to give it to somebody for a present, or you don't have to write anything on the side if you don't want to. And our last step is to find the ball. So either maybe, you use a cotton ball or a rolled up piece of yarn or a ping pong ball. So what you're going to do is you're going to find your ball. I think Maya has a question. Go ahead,
Yep.
Maya.
Me and my dad just played, but he got it out. He won.
Just
So
take some
silly.
practice.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to find that ball or that yarn or whatever you're using. And this is when you're going to need your straw. So if you're competing against somebody, oh wow, I see some friends are already playing. If you're competing against somebody, you can either put your straw straight or bend your straw kind of like a hockey stick, right? And what you're going to do to play is you put your ball down there and you put your, just kidding. You put your mouth on the straw and you try to get it to the other side. Goal! Okay, let's see it one more time. Let's see it again. Here we go. Ready? So close.
Oh, you're almost there. And goal.
So now we've got our game.
Awesome.
You can play with maybe if a ping pong ball works because it's really light. A heavier ball probably wouldn't work so good just because it's going to be hard to use the straw. But the reason we created these boundaries is because the way I plan on playing with my family is my straw can't go past the boundaries. But you never know. You could come up with your own rules.
Kaya, I saw your hand first, and then Violet will get to you. Go ahead, Kaya. You're muted. Kaya, you're still muted.
Okay. I added a little referee in the back over there.
Awesome.
I love that.
Violet, do you
Yeah.
have a question? Violet.
Oh, I see Judah's playing over there.
There.
How's it going over there, boys?
I can't play because it's still drying, but can you tell me if I did it right?
Yeah,
I'm
let's
not
see.
sure.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Brendan.
I don't know. If I'm...
Wow, Violet.
Is class over?
Violet, that looks so cool. Talk so that we can see it
Is
big on the
class
screen.
over?
Chloe, we have 5 more minutes.
So
If you-
I have a blue and a green team, and one is named Blue Bay and the other is Greenfield.
Wow.
I love that.
Looks awesome.
I used paint so it's not dry yet.
Yeah. No, of
Kira,
course.
are you already done with yours? Yeah, I see that. Violet, that looks amazing. And I can't wait to see the final product. Kira, you want to share yours?
Okay. Okay. This is mine.
Wow.
I
It's looking
couldn't
good.
box on the side, so I just drew something there.
Okay.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you.
Such a cool project.
Everybody else want to go ahead and share what they've done? Jude and Ash are playing.
I look like yes, they're
Nicholas is-
already playing.
Bye, Kira.
Well, friends, I'm so happy I was able to join you today. This was such a cool project. Let us know who you play. Let us know if you win. Let us know any tips and tricks you have for cool soccer players. Next week, we have more art camp. So you can email Ashley and sign up online. And thank you, Stephen, so much. This was so fun.
This was so much fun, Morgan. All right, you guys. Have fun playing. Make sure you guys send us some videos of you guys doing this.
Yeah,
Stand.
so we can see them. Does anyone else want to share?
I'm adding stands.
You're adding stands to yours? Love it.
Oh, I love that idea.
Maybe you can make one big enough for your cat to join. No.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I should put some like Lego pieces.
If I bend it, I can't blow anything.
Like that.
Like if I go like this, I can't blow.
You can't blow through it? Try the other way.
It won't stay like it.
Is it because it's creased in the middle like a hockey stick?
It's like this. Yeah. It's like, and I can't blow through it, and it never stay like this anyway.
What are you using for a ball, buddy?
Huh?
What are you using as a ball?
This tiny bead.
Oh. Okay, well, maybe your straw's too long and there's not enough air that goes through. Maybe if you want to cut it, you got to play with it. You got to see what works. That's how Makerspace works.
Yep,
Right?
Violet.
Like, question?
Just a comment. Like if you have a foam ball, it also works. I tried
that.
it works if you
Yep.
Good suggestion. I think I see some friends over there, Stephen, playing hockey.
Yep, that's another thing you guys can do. If your straw's not working, make it like a little hockey game. Kaya, did you have a question? Gotta unmute.
Not really a question,
Okay.
but if you have color straws, could you do the colors of your playing games? The players' teams?
Yep.
Absolutely.
I
I love that. I love that hockey idea. That's great.
want to show you this cool thing I invented a cool scoreboard system.
He invented a
Where
scoreboard system.
you can basically use shift keys to change the numbers.
Awesome. I love it.
That is outstanding. So cool and so creative.
I know.
All right, friends, thank you so much for joining us today. Again, thank you, Stephen, for helping.
Yep,
And
thank
have
you,
fun
Courtney.
playing, everybody. Have a nice weekend.
All right, bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank you.
friends.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.